My name is Dayton Grey, I'm from Wolverhampton and I'm a singer. I have been singing professionally for about 6 years now. It's coming up to my 6th year. What drew me to the music industry was initially, I think it was my family to begin with. I've got a very musical family. Uncles, aunts, cousins, mum, dad love being music, all from days from church. As a child, growing up playing piano, classically trained, learned how to play the violin. As time went on, learned other instruments, the drums, played that at church, played the bass at church. I'd always planned to have something to do with music, but I didn't know where or how it was going to work. I just had this initial feeling that I want to do something to do with music. I don't know how it's going to work or when it's going to happen, but yeah. I've got to, that's what I want to do, that's me right there. I'd say one of my largest influences at the moment, I would say a guy called Brian McKnight, Michael Jackson, Nat King Cole, there's Luther Vandross, there's other people like Andre Crouch, Kirk Franklin, there's my uncle as well, Dalton Kerr. Very inspirational to me as a singer. I, as a child, thought that he was Marvin Gaye. His voice is amazing. Just listen to him sing. Kind of also taught me how to do a lot of my singing, and hearing my uncle and my dad were really formative in how I came about to sing. People have told me that there are elements of people like John Legend in my voice. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared, beauty and the beast. Never Too Much. I do love singing that song by Luther Vandross. Oh, my love, 1,000 kisses from you is never too much. However, there is, can I have two? Can I have two? Two songs.
Two of your favourite songs?
Two of my favourite songs.
Yeah.
I'd say my top 3 favourite songs for me to sing, right, is Never Too Much by Luther Vandross, Red Light by Billy Ocean, and another song that I don't sing this song at gigs, but I use this as a almost as a preparation, and it's by Brian McKnight, and the song is called Just Me. A typical day in the life of Dayton is very busy. To start with, I'll wake up and make sure that Nikki, my wife, is well fed, watered, look after her, and make sure if anything that needs to be done within the house, I'll get that sorted out. So I know that a lot of people will probably think that I'd be going from like gig to gig and like doing superstar interviews, this, that and the other. The house needs to be cleaned. I go through a couple of the tracks, make sure that I pack up my van. I'll arrive to the venue, I'll get there, set up all the gear, and then do my sound check, wait for the guests to come in, and then start showtime. Oh, trying now, heartbroken, she smiles. I see you. The different shows that I have in my repertoire, I have the Soul and Motown show, which is a tribute to the Soul and Motown era. The Drifters, you'll also have that, have the Drifters within my set. Within the Luther Vandross show, that's a tribute to the man himself, Mr. Luther Vandross. You know, a lot of the songs that he either loved to sing himself. I have the tribute to the old school, which is R&B, old school flavour. Puffy or Jay-Z, all they better for you. All I can do is love you. You can expect to see me anywhere where there's going to be a vibe. I love being able to go into whether it could be a pub, it could be an eatery, restaurant, it could be a cruise ship. So long as there are people there that are willing to listen to the music and enjoy themselves, have a great time, enjoy themselves, I will be there. So I love to interact with the crowd. I love to get them involved. If there are any songs that they know, then I'd like them to sing the words back. If I can get them up dancing, that's where I'm at. If I will come up and I will sing to you, and we'll have a laugh and a joke, and and just really have a good time. It's all about. This isn't just about, oh, I'm up here on stage and then you're down there on the. This is all of us making something together, and let's make this good. Let's just have some good vibes. I am willing to travel to Timbuktu and back. I do work with other people on different projects. I've done band work before. At the moment, I've also worked with Ray Lewis of the Drifters. I've also done a number of other different projects with other people, with other different artists within the scene. My favourite part about being a singer is the ability to see the songs actually do something to people, for it to either to spark a memory or for to see that glint in someone's eye, especially when there are particular songs that may be special to a couple, and I'm there on stage singing the song, and I can see each and everybody's reaction, because everyone else, the other people, they're sitting next to each other and they're just looking at me, so they can't see the person next to them. So I can see when, say for example, a lady may turn to her husband or boyfriend and they look at each other as if to say, this is our song, do you remember this? I love it. There are times when it's not easy, I'll tell you that, I will be honest with you. There are times when it is tiring. The unsociable hours can be a bit difficult sometimes. However, we can't sing all the time in the day because everyone else is going to be at work and I'm just going to be singing to a room of empty people. So yeah, I'd say it's potentially just the hours sometimes, but other times it's a vibe, man. As long as everyone's enjoying themselves, I'm happy. Some of the highlights in particular was when I was first able to get up and sing with Ray Lewis of the Drifters. I was the opening act for him. And then he asked me to come back on stage. Well, okay, all right. And then he asked me to sing a few songs with him. I was like, okay, all right. Then I wasn't expecting this, so yeah, that was really good. And then a couple of days later, he came to my gig unexpectedly and asked me to be part of the lineup for one of the guys. I was like, yeah. I says, yeah, I will do that. No problem at all. I'm happy to do that. In terms of nerves and anxiety, it never goes away. It doesn't go away. And I think to anyone who says that they don't suffer with nerves or anxiety, they're either lying or they're lazy and they don't really want to do it anymore, as far as I'm concerned personally. I do believe that there's the angel and the devil on each shoulder, and one's telling me saying, you're doing great, just be confident, you're doing great, this is what you love to do. And then there's the other one that could be saying some things that are not so positive towards me, and it's a matter of still fighting that and still being able to be positive for myself, be positive for others, because others need to hear the songs that have been said, because they have come because they're in need as well. We're all in need of something, and I believe that if you feel that you've got it all and you think that you know it all, then that's not the sort of person that I'd really like to be around, because every day is a school day to me. Would you feel the same if I saw you in heaven? There can be times where I could be practiced when I'm at home, when I'm doing the washing up. And to be honest with you, that's how I kind of got onto the scene. I was practicing. Well, I was just singing some random songs at home whilst I was doing the washing up. My wife said, you should really do something about it. I was like, I'll never be able to do it. I'd love to do music, but don't see it would ever happen. And as a surprise, she basically bought me a PA system and said, you've got to do it now. Now you've got it. This is my primary income. Singing is my primary income. Before the singing, I had a desk job. In the back of my mind, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. If I wasn't singing, I played the piano. If I couldn't play the piano, I played the guitar. If I couldn't play the guitar, I'd just bang the drums. Even when I am grey and old, I would still love to be involved in music in one way, shape or form, whether that's to be writing for other people or whether that's just making music for other people. That's me now. The best piece of advice that I could give to myself 6 years ago would be go to a showcase or a shop window. Go and see what people do. They are no different from you. Just give it a go. What do you have to lose? Then I start back at one. What is different and special about my show, about my shows, are that I am not the same as anybody else. We all have different nuances, we have different things about ourselves that make us unique, individual. That's who we are. And I like to try and give us a part of myself over in the music. There are songs that could be sung by, there could be a song that could be sung by John Legend. John Legend will sing that song in his way, in his interpretation. I could sing his song in my interpretation. It's not necessarily a cover, it's my version of his song, and also paying tribute to him, but paying tribute to other singers, because there may be certain inflections or certain parts within the performance that I give that may have an element of Brian McKnight, that might have an element of Queen in, that might have an element of Michael Jackson in, that might have an element of Whitney Houston in. You just never know. You just have to come, get involved and see how it moves you. I do have a following. Yeah, I do have a following. I'm thinking of different names of what to call them, but yeah, it's starting to become a growing community, and it's a global thing actually. I've been to, cause I do gigs up and down throughout the country, and I also do gigs abroad as well. I've been to gigs where I've done gigs abroad, and I have met people who are literally just down the road from me, from where I live, and they're like, oh yeah, we actually came on holiday because we knew that you were going to be here. I was like, really? So, yeah, yes, of course. So that's been fun. There's also a lot of gigs that I do throughout the country where I'll put it out on Facebook or Instagram, put it on my social media that my gig is going to be at such and such a place. People will come down, not being big-headed about it, but it's just I'm just glad. I feel blessed that so many people decide to do that decide to travel to my gigs. I have done a TV show called All Together Now as a TV judge. I originally went there as one of the contestants. The producer of the show went away, came back to me, said, would you be interested in becoming one of the judges? I just said yes, I will try that. So it's been a really great opportunity. Met a lot of fantastic people, 99 other people, including Jerry Halliwell, who are the best people that you could ever meet. You guys can book me on daytongrey.co.uk. On that, you will find my booking form, you will find a bit of information about myself and how you can get in touch with myself. And you can also find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram. I would like to thank, first of all, my wife, Nikki, my sons, Josh, Kay, Isaiah, Israel. Those guys are just, yeah, they're my little supporters, so thanks to those guys. I'd also like to thank all of my fans and all my supporters. I'd like to thank you, Dom, for the support that you've given to me and how you've helped our business grow as well. And it's fantastic just to see how you guys have developed as well. I really, really do mean that. just want to thank everyone on Facebook who has been so supportive, of my wife as well. She has an illness called fibromyalgia, and it's amazing the amount of support and guidance and love that people have shown on social media for my wife and for myself.
Which road to choose? I'm trying to get it right, babe, 'cause we've got so much to lose.